Good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to another Morning Coffee Talks. Hey, I heard this clip, very powerful clip, and I think it was on TikTok, matter of fact. But basically, it was from another show where I think it was around like couples counseling and whatnot. And I may do a reaction video to this as well. But basically, the topic was on when desire fades, how do you just stay desirable and stay connected in the marriage, and especially when it comes to sex and things like that, intimacy. It was just a big conversation between the two parties. But you know there's a question on what do you do when desire fades, right? Or genuine desire at that. A lot of men feel blindsided when the attraction drops. But the reality is, it's not always about her. Sometimes, and a lot of times, it's about the men. And this is one of the things that helped me create my channel because I was able to go through it even in my personal marriage, right? And I won't dive too deep, but I definitely touch on it. If you let yourself go, if you stop striving for more, or lose your edge, then your wife, your spouse, they're going to feel it. And I want to talk about how to reignite that desire by leveling up your life, right? In different areas of your life. So when it comes to like desire and attraction, right? What's really going on? What's really happening? The thing about it is, a woman can still love you but not feel desired if she's disconnected or if you've let yourself slip. And here's the thing, I know I beat this drum a lot of times, but it's all connected. When you as a man are out of shape, you struggling with confidence, lacking direction, the energy is going to change, man. That's just the truth of the matter. And here's the thing, she's going to feel that. Women have a very heightened awareness of energy. This is just one of the gifts that God gave them. It just is. And here's the thing. As a man, you cannot blame her, right? But you have to recognize the impact on how you showing up. Again, if you're not taking care of yourself physically, mentally, and emotionally, you're not just losing like muscle or stamina. You're losing that ore, man. You're losing that magnetic pull as a man. You just are, and you need that. It's like you losing your swag in a sense, your charisma, right? But there is a way to rebuild that attraction. It is a way to rebuild that desire because you got to think about it. Um, energy isn't lost; it's just transferred, right? So if that is the case, you can transfer the energy back, but you have to have a certain mind state, man, um, that commands that respect, right? That commands that desire, that commands that attraction and energy, right? But the way you apply it is, again, a man has to stay strong. He has to stay fit because when you look good, you feel good, and that confidence is very attractive. Yes, a woman can, again, I think they're just types, right? But I think there is a general type as far as attraction of how you look physically, and there's levels to that. Again, it's not about walking around with the six pack, but you do have to walk around looking strong, man. You again, I've said this, and this is something that I personally went through, um, and it just makes sense. Like you can say all you want that, oh, some women like teddy bears, this and that. Maybe they do, right? Maybe they do. However, I know from personal experience, when you're at the teddy bear status, meaning like you have a really big gut, you have a lot of fat on you, you can't perform. Not okay. Let's dive into this. It's physically and mentally. Let's start with the mental, right? If you have that much fat on you, then you're not healthy. You're just not. And it affects you psychologically because you don't like the way you look, right? You don't like the way you feel. And at that point, your body's not operating efficiently mentally, right? And therefore you're not connected spiritually in a real way. In a real way, you're not. You can go to church all you want, you can pray all you want. It's a different connection when you can look at yourself and be happy on what you look like. It's a different energy. It's a different aura, right? Mentally it is. And I've been through that. And I'm telling you, it's different. And so even with that, on a physical side, when you feel strong, right? You know you can lift heavy things. You know you can have stamina. You know you can perform in life and in an intimate way, right? With your significant other, with your wife, with your spouse. It's just a different confidence that you walk around with, right? And I think, again, those are connected to even when it comes to your intelligence. Because if you're feeling good, it's only going to connect for you to want to grow. And again, this is not for every man, but most men, when they're feeling their best, it mentally starts to grow them. And with that being said, it keeps your woman interested in you, and you're not stagnant, right? It starts to elevate your lifestyle. It starts to make you interesting because then you like, if I can perform at a high level for myself personally, then you can do other things and perform well when it comes to your career, hobby, goals, plans, and with your woman, and with your wife, and with your spouse, right? If you could take care of yourself, then you can take care of them. And so therefore they're attracted to that, right? They desire that. So all that's connected. So I think that redefining intimacy also goes beyond sex, right? I think it's a big part, but it's not all about that. You know, you have to find ways to connect outside of the bedroom as well, to be able to bridge that gap. And that's just you being intelligent and figuring out, okay, what is she like, right? What are things, the small things that make her happy? And again, I'm not saying it's all about the woman, but if you want that desire from her, then you have to be intelligent. You have to pick up. You have to read between the lines. You have to pick up what she's putting down, so to say. You know. And here's the thing: actions speak louder than words. It always have. Being intentional, leading, right? Planning something. It could be a walk. It could be a night out. It could be something like a heartfelt compliment, something unexpected. So that's on a non-sexual. But also, even when it comes to sexual, because you're a man who's confident, because you're in shape, because you can perform, you have that stamina because you're in shape, that makes a big difference, right? That makes a big difference. And so that, and then lastly, communication without complaining, man. Instead of saying, let's say you lost your desire with her, right? Instead of saying, oh, you don't want me anymore, or, I miss feeling connected to you. Ask yourself, what can you do to get back on track? What does she need from you to feel more connected? And I think that it starts from you taking care of yourself even before you ask those questions. Because I think a lot of that will be cleaned up. Because that's really what she desires, is a man who take care of themselves, a man who can lead themselves. So instead of venting lead the conversation, man. Lead that desire. Make yourself desirable without wanting it from her, so to say, right? Because the truth of the matter is not that you're going to look for it, but women desire a man who desired by other women. Because it's just, I don't know, it's just something about that. That, you know what it is? It's the hypergamous. It's the hypergamy, right? Women want the best option. Again, there's a lot of options out there. I think women deep in their heart know where they stand, but that doesn't mean they don't want to. It's not like they don't want to show you off, kind of like a trophy. That's the truth of the matter. Like, when you like look good as a man, your woman, like, she wants to show you off. And it's just a competition thing. It is. That's just the way that they wired, man. And not that they want that competition, but it's like, hey, look what I have. I have one of the top men, because all women are hypergamous. So, and that creates that desire because they see that other women desire you. But you can't get there if you've lost that desire, if you've lost that attraction, by losing your personal attraction, by losing your aura, by losing, who you are, your health, your spiritual connection, your physical connection. You have to lead yourself first, man. Right? And it's just unfortunate that most men don't understand the hard truth of it is the work just doesn't stop, man. It just don't. And that's life. Life doesn't stop. Like the sun doesn't stop coming up. The moon doesn't stop coming up. The seasons don't stop every year. Right? It just life keeps moving. And so you have to keep moving too. And that's just the hard truth of it. A lot of men just want to do a set it and forget it mentality, and think that there's an end to it. It's not. You have to constantly work, man. You have to constantly do more. And again, not even for your woman, but if you want to be desired, you have to do more for yourself, right? And I get it. It often feels like us as men, we have to do more to maintain that attraction. But here's the truth, man. That's the cost of leadership. If you want that desire from your woman, that's the cost of leadership. If you want to keep that attraction, that's the cost of leadership. But the upside is when you're strong, when you're focused, when you're driven, it's not just about her feeling attracted. It's about you feeling more powerful, you feeling confident, you feeling in control of your life, which creates the attraction, right? So you have to shift your mind state. Stop seeing that as a burden and start seeing it as a standard, man. You have to raise your standards in life on who you are as a man, right? The man who keeps pushing himself forward is a man who keeps the desire alive, right? The thing about it, man, a king in his own right doesn't beg for desire. He commands it on how he shows up every day, right? The work doesn't stop because attraction, right? Right. The work doesn't stop because attraction isn't like a one-time deal. It's an ongoing investment, man, in who you are. And that's why I say you have to keep growing. If you want that desire to stay there, if you want that desire to keep growing, you have to keep showing up. You have to keep growing. Right? So I'm saying this before we get out of here. If her desire feels like it's fading, then you have to ask yourself, am I still showing up as the man that she desired in the first place? Because you attracted her, obviously, right? And you got to think about it. When you first showed up, it wasn't all about sex. It was about how you carried yourself, right? It was about how you connected with her. And that's what she's seen in you. So you have to keep growing in that. And when you let yourself go, man, right? It's not only about seeing your body change. Your energy changes, your confidence changes, and your drive, your personal drive, and your sex drive. That's the truth of the matter. All that changes, right? So, are you the man she's drawn to? Have you settled? Right? So think about that. If you want that desire back, if you want that attraction because it's faded, you have to become attractive. So take care of yourself, man. Body, spiritually, and mentally. You have to. So anyway, I know it's a little longer video, but drop a comment below. Tell me what y'all think about that. Subscribe to the Husband Code if it's your first time. If you've been watching for a while, subscribe. Also, if you got any value from this video, hit the like button and hit the notification bell, because we're going to continuously drop videos like this all the time. And until next time, I appreciate y'all. Much love. Peace.